got a brand new camera. Alright, so I've got with me a brand new Sony a7c, which is Sony's entry-level full-frame camera, which happens to be the smallest full-frame camera in the world as of right now. So pretty cool stuff, and right off the bat, like, the aesthetics of this camera is just pretty with this silver top. I'm really liking how it looks, very casual looking, not too serious. So I just want to give a disclaimer that Sony did send me this camera for free, but this is not paid, so I have full control of whatever I want to say about this camera, and that's it. Okay, so I've been using this camera for quite a bit, and I used it for my previous video where I shot around Singapore being as a tourist and shot it almost entirely on the a7c, so I have a bit of experience with it. And I just want to give you guys my thoughts about it, the good and the bad, and let's just go with the good first, the pros. And so first, it's a full frame camera, right? So it comes with full frame quality, the video quality and the photo quality. It's good. It's as good as the a7 III, which I've been using for both for my professional work and here on YouTube. So the 4K video is good, nothing to complain about. Footage is detailed and the colors are popping. The photos, it's 24 megapixels, so it looks good, crispy, and the colors are also amazing. And to add on, because the a7C has a full frame sensor, it's able to manage low light situations pretty well. And to be honest, I was quite impressed with the footages and photos coming out of it. They look really clean and it just looks really good. The next pro of this camera would be the small size and form factor. As I've said, this is the smallest full-frame camera in the world right now, so it is really light. I don't know what's the weight, I think it's 500 grams, I'll leave it here. Really compact, which can be a pro and a con as well, because I own a couple of heavy lenses from Sony, so it is very front heavy when I use it with my lenses, and it's not really ideal, it's not very nice to handle with big lenses, so I would recommend you to just go for really light lenses like the 20mm f1.8 from Sony, the 24mm G Master, the 16-35 f4, and maybe the Tamron 17-28 for general wide angle kind of shots, or maybe the kit lens for the a7C, the 28-60, which is a decent general purpose lens for beginners, and it's really light. Just in general, try to use small lenses with this camera, and it is very comfortable and enjoyable to use. And of course, we've got the flip screens, which is great for selfie shots, but not only just for selfie shots, but to take really any kind of angles you want to do, low angle portrait shots. And not only that, they also have the record button on the top. So again, it's, I would say, a very video centric a7 III, if you would like to call it. The next thing I really like about this camera is that you can mount the Sony ECM-B1M microphone, which is like their digital shotgun microphone. There's no cables, it just connects directly onto the hot shoe of the camera, and you can get, you know, pretty decent and good audio out of it. Okay, so this is how the digital mic from Sony, the ECM-B1M, it's a really long name, but this is how it sounds like. I think it's super convenient to don't have cables dangling around the port, because most of the times it breaks down quite easily. Yeah, it's super fast free, you don't need to charge the batteries. So I like the pairing with the ECM-B1M shotgun mic, and of course you can pair this camera with the grip, which makes for a very good casual filmmaking set. So now let's move on to the cons. Of course, with every product or camera, there's always something to be improved on. And the one major thing I have with this camera is definitely the lack of custom buttons. So if you are like a newcomer to the Sony ecosystem, you wouldn't find this to be enough an issue, because yeah, you'll just get used to it, right? But for myself, as I would say, yeah, a seasoned Sony shooter, I'm very used to all of the custom buttons on the previous cameras, whether is it the a7 III or the a7S III. There's a lot of custom buttons on the back, which makes professional operation really useful. I can access a lot of the functions from the back button, so that's really useful. And with this camera, right, there's very few buttons at the back, and it takes a lot of getting used to. I had to really streamline down on what exact functions that I really need, but at the same time, you could kind of just get used to it. And for newcomers, like, I would think that this would not be an issue. And at the front, there's no front dowel, which again, some people might find it of an issue. And the last thing is that there's no joystick at the back. And again, I'm very used to having like a joystick at the back to adjust focus areas when I'm shooting either video or photo. And without the joystick, again, it's quite a hassle to operate the camera like how I'm used to. And the only solution for this is to make use of the touch screen to kind of touch focus and choose your focus points. That is like the way I try to select focus points on this camera, but you still can make do with it. To wrap things up, I think the a7c is a very fun and enjoyable camera to use for what it is. Personally, for me, it's going to be like my second camera to my main camera, which is the a7S III. In my opinion, this camera is kind of geared towards the casual hobbyist, people who just want to capture everyday life, everyday things, but in really high quality. It's going to be a huge step up from your smartphones or your compact cameras. And yes, the a7c is geared more towards video, but you're going to be able to capture really good quality photos as well. So if you're influenced by me, or if you're keen to buy the a7c, then I've got amazing news for you. You'll be able to get a free Sony Bluetooth grip, which is worth about $160 a la carte. If you head over to the link in the description and apply the promo code that I have for you, all of the instructions will be there. So check it out. Yes, that's pretty much about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.